All right, the Oracle EPM Cloud November 2025 update has just dropped. And trust me, it is packed. So in this explainer, we're going to cut right through all the noise and focus on what you actually need to know about security, automation, and some really cool AI stuff. So, ready for the next EPM update? It feels like they never stop, right? Just when you get comfortable, a new one lands. Keeping track of what's important versus what's just noise? Yeah, it can feel like a full-time job in itself. Well, that's exactly why we're here. We've done the heavy lifting for you, we've gone through all the docs, filtered out the fluff, and pulled out the big strategic changes that you absolutely have to know about. So let's just dive right in. Okay, so here's what we've got on tap. First, we'll hit platform and security, stuff that affects everybody. Then we'll jump into some exciting news for automation and APIs. After that, a look at what's new with AI, followed by a quick look at application-specific upgrades, and we'll wrap it all up with a simple action plan for you. All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, Platform and Security Hardening. Seriously, this is the stuff you've got to know to stay compliant and secure. These are foundational changes that you really can't afford to ignore. So, first things first, and this is a big one if you're in Europe. All Euro environments are being moved over to the EU sovereign cloud. What does that mean for you? Well, it's all about data sovereignty and making sure everything is perfectly aligned with those strict EU data regulations. It's a pretty major move. Okay, listen up. If you ever do your own security or penetration testing, the game has changed. You can't just go for it anymore. Oracle has put a formal process in place. You now have to review their official process, get the green light, actual approval from Oracle, and then you can run your tests. It's a big shift in how things are governed, for sure. And here's another huge one for the platform itself. Every single EPM cloud environment is getting upgraded to S-Base version 21.7. And yeah, this is mandatory. It's rolling out to everyone, and it's basically laying the groundwork for some major performance and feature boosts down the line. Okay, switching gears a bit. This next section is for all you developers and power users out there. We're talking about supercharging, automation, and APIs. So if that's you, you're going to want to pay close attention. Heads up, this is important. If any of your EPM Automate scripts are still using plain text passwords, you're about to start seeing some very clear warnings. This is basically Oracle waving a big red flag, telling everyone it's time to move on from that practice, like yesterday. And they're not just warning you, they're telling you exactly what to do. The official recommendation is to adopt OAuth 2.0 for EPM Automate and your REST APIs. Let's be real, this means the clock is ticking on basic authentication. So if you haven't started planning your switch, seriously, the time is now. But wait, there's more. We're also getting new migration REST APIs, a digitally signed Windows installer for EPM Automate, which is nice, and a few key commands are getting a power-up. For example, the recreate command now works with identity domain admin roles, and you can now use substitution variables with simulate concurrent usage. These are some really nice quality of life improvements that will make a difference. All right, let's talk about the fun stuff, the future. Section 3 is all about smarter decisions with AI. This is where Oracle is really leaning into what they call intelligent performance management, embedding AI right into the platform to help us make, well, smarter decisions. So the first big thing is something called feature importance. This is huge. Think of it like this. Instead of the AI just giving you an answer, it now shows you its work. It tells you which data drivers were most important for its prediction. So for the first time, you can really understand the why behind the numbers. It's like opening up the black box. So you might be asking, how is this actually making predictions better? Well, before, the system was kind of stuck with the data structure you gave it. But now, it's a whole lot smarter. It uses automated feature engineering to figure out the best predictors, all by itself. The bottom line, your forecasts are about to get a whole lot more accurate. And there are a few other goodies in the IPM bag too. You can now get predictions for dynamic calc members, which I know a lot of you have been asking for. The generative AI summaries are getting cleaned up with more consistent formatting, and AutoPredict is getting more knobs and dials for you to tweak, giving you more control. Okay, on to Section 4. We're going to do a quick rapid-fire round now, hitting the key upgrades for specific applications. I'll just cover the highlights for each. First up, financial consolidation and close. And the big news here, the one everyone's been waiting for, is cell-level security. Yes, it's finally here.
This is a total game changer for getting super granular with your data access. And Oracle? They've already rolled out the EPM automate commands to export and import these security rules, so you can manage the whole thing right from day one.
Moving on to narrative reporting. The big theme here is deeper integration with generative AI. So what does that look like? Well, there are new sample reports to show you what Gen AI can do with summarizing notes. The Notes Manager is getting some much-needed advanced filtering to make life easier. And a nice little admin update, the Job Console now supports multiple job owners, which is awesome for teamwork. Phew, okay, we've covered a ton of ground. So let's bring it all home with our last and honestly most important section, your action plan. This is where we boil it all down to what you actually need to do. So what's your homework? Here's your checklist. Number 1, start planning your move from basic auth to OAuth 2.0, like right now. Number 2, and this is not a drill, get ready for the mandatory Groovy update coming in version 26.01. 3, make sure you understand the new security testing process. And finally, number 4, if you have Euro users, you need to let them know about the migration to the EU Sovereign Cloud. Got it? And that's a wrap on the big stuff from the November 2025 update. We went from critical security changes all the way to smarter AI and better automation. It's a lot to take in, I know. So the question I want to leave you with is this. Looking at everything we just covered, which one of these updates do you think will truly transform your workflow? Something to think about. Thanks for tuning in.